Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dynasty390 here, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about some cards I want to see in MLB 18, the show Dynasty. These are players or cards that don't have cards in 17 or don't even think in 16, and they're just some players that I want to see in next year's game. Now, they may not be the best. Some of them are some of the best players of all time. Some of them are just some of my favorite players of all time. But I want to hear in the comments down below, who do you want to see in 18's Dynasty? But let's get into this list, guys. I got about 12 names here that I like. And let's start off with number 1 here. And we got Manny Ramirez. In my opinion, the best right-handed hitter I have ever seen. Trout's up there. He's close. But Manny had just such a pure swing. Now, Trout's better at everything else he does. But Manny was just one of my favorite players to use in old MLB games. Or just watch on TV. Go to games. He was so much fun. Just the swagger he had. I would love for him to have a card. Multiple cards, too. Manny Ramirez is one of my favorite players of all time back in the mid-2000s. Next up, we have Greg Maddux, maybe one of the best right-handed pitchers in the last 30 years. I got a couple of them out, so you'll see in a second, but the best control pitcher I've ever seen. Some of the best movement on a fastball I have ever seen. His movement on a two-seam or four-seam cutter curve would be insane. Great control. I'd love to see a card like him in the game. Now, like the exact opposite of Greg Maddux would be Randy Johnson. Hard throwing, kind of erotic with his control. Randy Johnson throws 100 miles per hour, devastating slider, kind of similar to Chris Sale, but only better. Well, love to see have him have multiple cards with like the Diamondbacks, the Expos, the Mariners. Just one of the most dominant pitchers of the last 30 years. Another really dominant pitcher. My favorite pitcher growing up, I'm a Red Sox fan, sue me. Pedro Martinez, I think he's the best right-handed pitcher. I know Clemens had more accolades, but Pedro's most dominant pitcher back in the day. Back in the year 2000, I think it was the year 2000, his ERA was 3 runs less than the league average. That's how great he was. He was amazing. I need his card next year. Now, this one's kind of it's out there. Babe Ruth, the Bambino. The guy who made baseball famous in the United States back in the 1920s and 30s. We need that card. We just need it. You got Ted Williams. You got to give us a Bambino. I hate the Yankees, but we need a Babe Ruth card. Now, a guy who's not as good as Babe Ruth, but pretty close, is Mark Bellhorn. Now, if you guys were around and watched a lot of baseball in the mid-2000s, Mark Bellhorn is kind of like a joke on himself. He wore double ear flaps, second baseman, good at some power, couldn't play defense, but for some reason people seem to like him a lot. I don't know, he's kind of like a joke player, kind of like what Jabari Blash is now, Brock Holt. So give me Brock Holt and those double ear flaps at second base. Now, in my opinion, the best hitter I have ever seen, just in general, Barry Lamar Bonds. Obviously, we need like a 2000, 2001 Barry Bonds card. Would love to get even like a Bonds card back on the Pirates when he was a little smaller, a little faster, not as much power. But you gotta have Bonds. 99 power, 99 vision, 99 discipline, 99. Like, just give him everything in 99 at hitting. The best hitter I've ever seen. And if you're lucky enough to see him in his prime, best hitter you've ever seen. Next up, we got Roger Clemens, the Rocket. This is back on 87 when he was with the Red Sox. Would love to see him have like a Red Sox, maybe a Blue Jays card, maybe a Yankees card. I think he won 7 Cy Youngs, the most of all time. Arguably one of the best right-handed pitchers of all time. Yeah, he did steroids. Who cares? He was a great pitcher. I'd love to see him in the game. A guy who I grew up in the 90s and 2000s watching, Andres Galarraga. Was he the best hitter? No. Was he the best power hitter? No. Did he have the best nickname in baseball? He might have. The Big Cat. Andres Galarraga. He had swag at the plate. He had that little jump, little crow hop he would do after he hit a home run. It was nice. He had a really cool batting stance. I would love to see him in Diamond Dynasty, just to see him crush home runs way over left field. Moving up next, we have the captain, Mr. Yankee, Derek Jeter. Currently a minority owner of the Marlins, ruining that franchise as we speak. He needs to have a card. Now, I'm not sure with him being a minority owner with the Marlins, how does that affect him giving a card? But he's probably the best shortstop in the past 40 years or 30 years since Cal Ripken. Maybe you can argue Cal Ripken was better. A-Rod was better when he was a shortstop, but he's not anymore. Kerry Wood, obviously, he had the best curveball I probably have ever seen. Just go look up some vines on Twitter or some little clips of him throwing a curveball during his 20 strikeout game against the Astros. Insane. Could throw 98. This is back when he was a starter, not a reliever. You can even make a reliever card of him, but he needs to have a card because he was one of the most fun players to watch. But If you guys were around early enough, I wasn't, to see this man play baseball. Bo Jackson, Vincent Jackson. We need Bo Jackson. We have him in Madden. We need him in Diamond Dynasty. And give that man 99 speed, because he ran a alleged 4.12 in the 40, the fastest of all time. Guy could hit 500-foot home runs. We need Bo Jackson. San Diego Studios, make Bo Jackson happen. You have to make that happen. Just please, for everyone, we need Bo Jackson. Next up, we have the best closer reliever of all time, Mariano Rivera. Now, I'm a little worried how his card would play in Diamond Dynasty because he just throws cutters, but I want that option. I want to use Rivera. That'd be cool. You need a game. You need to save a game. You bring in this guy. You know he's going to get the job done. And moving on next to the list, we have Sammy Sosa. That card art, just for that card back in 1999 Topps, is a great looking card. Won the MVP in 98. We need a Sosa card. I mentioned Galarraga's little crow hop when he hit a home run. Sosa's was even better. Can't do much else other than hit home runs, but it'd be awesome just to have him in the game. One of great players to watch back in the 90s, but one of my favorite players to watch in the mid-2000s because he was, it was either a home run or a strikeout. Willie Mo Pena. I've never seen a guy hit like batting practice home runs like this guy in person. Willie Mo Pena would just crush the ball. I want his card in Diamond Dynasty. Would he be like the best player? No. Would he be a good player? No. Would he be a player fun to use? Hell yeah. That's why I want him. So that's it, guys. Those are the cards that I want to see in MLB 18 Diamond Dynasty, excuse me. Please meet me in the comments down below. Who do you want to see in it? And hopefully San Diego Studios can get some of these players. I doubt they have any control from watching this video, but hey, you never know. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did. Talk to y'all later. Take it easy. Peace.